Okay, so let's unpack this. I want you to picture this. You are in middle school, and you aren't just average. You're actually heavily branded as loser Suna.
Right, so you're failing tests, tripping over your own feet.
Yeah, exactly. The works. And you have absolutely zero luck with your crush. But then, out of nowhere, a baby shows up at your house.
A baby wearing a fedora.
A fedora and a full suit. And he just claims he is going to turn you into the boss of the most powerful Italian mafia family in the world.
It sounds like a fever dream, but that is the exact premise of Katekyo Hitman Reborn by Akira Amano. It is this series that takes a completely wild concept and just runs with it.
It really does. So we've got a massive stack of manga chapters and databooks here for today's deep dive.
And our mission today is pretty simple. First, we are going to give you an overview of this narrative arc because it goes places you really wouldn't expect.
Right. And second, we want to analyze exactly why it works. What makes it so uniquely interesting, specifically looking at the power system.
Which is definitely the right way to tackle this because the overview actually has two very distinct faces. For the first 60 or so chapters, this was purely a slapstick comedy.
Very episodic and silly.
Yeah, just focused on these wild antics between the tutor, Reborn, and his student, Suna.
And the core mechanic driving all that comedy was the dying will bullet.
Right. In this early daily life era, the bullet is basically just a gag. Reborn straight up shoots Suna in the head.
Oh man, the bullet. And if Suna has regrets at the exact moment of death, he resurrects with his dying will to accomplish what he couldn't do before.
He literally tears his clothes off, running around in his boxers with this manic, hysterical strength.
It's just removing the brain's safety limiters through sheer desperation. Hilarious chaos. But here's where the overview shifts gears.
Right around chapter 62.
Yeah, the VS Kokuyo arc begins, and the series just pivots hard. It transitions from a pure gag manga into a serious high-stakes battle shonen.
That shift is so critical. The stakes get real, people actually get hurt, and the dying will evolves from a joke into a legitimate battle state.
And what's super interesting here is the relationship dynamic. Unlike peers that focus purely on peer-to-peer friendship, this places a huge emphasis on the teacher-student bond.
Reborn isn't just a mascot. He's the catalyst for Suna's growth into a leader for his family of guardians.
Okay, so that is the overview, a comedy that morphs into a battle epic. Now let's get into the second part of our mission, the appeal. Why do people love this?
We have to talk about the power system, the dying will flames.
Yes, this is where Amano really flexed her creativity. These flames aren't just magic fire.
They are high-density energy born from the user's resolve. The stronger your resolve, the stronger the flame. And the system is categorized by sky attributes, which are modeled after weather phenomena.
I love this part because it is so specific. You have the sky flame, which represents harmony.
But then you also have storm, rain, cloud, sun, thunder, and mist.
And they aren't just elemental damage types. They have actual functional properties.
Exactly. Take the rain flame. It is not just water. Its property is tranquility. So in a fight, a rain user can slow down an opponent's attacks or suppress their movements by calming their energy.
And on the flip side, you have the storm flame. Its property is disintegration. It breaks things down at a cellular level.
Or the cloud flame, which is propagation. It can multiply weapons or expand to take over an area.
It creates a super tactical combat style. And this system hits its absolute peak in the Future arc.
That is a major storyline involving the 10-year bazooka. It's usually a gag item that swaps you with your future self for 5 minutes.
But the protagonist gets stuck in this really grim future where the world is in chaos.
And that arc introduces box weapons. It is a brilliant hardware update for the series.
You have the Vongola rings, which serve as the medium for the flames.
And the box weapons are the outlet. Characters inject their flame into these small cubes to release a weapon, or more often, an animal imbued with that flame's attribute.
So you end up with a storm cat that disintegrates anything it touches, or a cloud hedgehog that multiplies to create an impenetrable barrier.
It's sort of like Pokemon meets the Mafia, but with superpowered physics.
Right. But what does this all mean? It all ties back to that central appeal of resolve.
The rings, the boxes, the flames, they're all just physical manifestations of the character's will.
Suna isn't fighting because he wants to be the strongest. His power is literally fueled by his desire to keep his friends safe.
The series really stands out because it visualizes willpower as a tangible force. It takes a loser and shows us that his desperation to change can actually burn bright enough to protect everything he cares about.
It reminds us that our own dying will, our desperate desire to change or protect something, can be a really powerful constructive force.
Perfectly said.
Absolutely. Now, before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a provocative thought. We mentioned that 10-year bazooka that swaps you with your future self for 5 minutes.
Right.
If you used it right now and your older self walked into the room, would you be proud of who shows up?
Or would you need a dying will bullet to fix things?
Something to mull over. Thanks for listening to this deep dive.